Lamar Jackson officially back with the Ravens, and Aaron Rodgers made the shocking news, really, of the offseason to go to the Jets. The AFC, it is stacked. At home, it is legitimately stacked. If you all have forgotten, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Tua, Burrow, Mahomes, Rodgers, Allen, Jackson, the names are loaded. So who are the top 5 teams in the AFC? Let me break it down for you very simply. Number 1, we already know there is no discussion to be had. The Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes. It's clear, it's simple. We're done with that. At number 2, this might surprise some of you all, but I will say the Miami Dolphins. Here is my reason why. I'm assuming Tua Tagovailoa will be healthy, obviously. Think about what they did defensively. Vic Fangio, one of the most brilliant minds in all of football. Jalen Ramsey, now partnered with Xavier Howard. Think about what they still have offensively. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Remember, Tua started the season 8-3, played the majority of the season with a concussion, without a concussion. We didn't even know, and still, they only lost by 3 points in the playoffs with Skylar Thompson. The Dolphins are my number 2. Number 3, the Cincinnati Bengals. They need no explanation, and I'm not upset if you're upset with me that I have them at number 3. It is totally merited anger if you feel differently, but I look at it like this. Joe Burrow had his shot. He cut off his slice. AFC Championship game, back-to-back years, including a Super Bowl appearance. I won't be mad if you mad. At number 4, the Ravens, led by Lamar Action Jackson. Is this the year he takes the step? I would hope so. Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, Nelson Aguilar, Rashad Bateman. Consider this at home. Lamar Jackson is the only quarterback that has 4 former first-round picks as his wide receiving unit. That's a crazy stat. And lastly, at number 5, I got the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is there now, y'all. Now, I understand what you're thinking, Acho. What about the Buffalo Bills? The Jets split with the Bills last season with Zach Wilson. Remember this, going into December, the Jets were 7-4. The Bills were 8-3. They met on December 11th. The Bills won. After that, the Bills didn't lose another game. The Jets didn't win another game. The gap between those two teams is a gap that I think Aaron Rodgers can fill. But maybe I'm crazy. Let's head to the desk and see just how crazy they think I am. I don't have the Bills in my top 5. Dave Helman, good to see you.
Hey, guys.
All
Hey, Dave.
things knowledgeable.
I like it again there. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm in LA.
Is that a Mr. Rogers?
A little bit.
Oh, no,
A little
that's a
ode to
shot.
Mr. Rogers?
I didn't know it was sweater day. Did you?
Won't you
That's a shot. That's a shot.
I want Shady to be my neighbor.
Won't you be
That's
my
all.
neighbor?
All right,
Yeah.
Shady, okay, you played for the Bills. You were a all-pro running back for the Bills. Clearly, you have an allegiance to that phenomenal franchise that has done phenomenal things. I don't have them in my top 5. Last year, I had them winning the Super Bowl. What do you make of them? Are they a top 5 team in the AFC?
You tripping right now, though. What type of disrespect you got going on today? It must be Friday.
It's wild, man.
Cinco de Mayo. This dude's crazy. First of all, they had a number 2 offense last year and the number 2 defense last year.
Yep.
Right? So they have some players. They have some guys. Is Josh Allen, is he still alive?
He's still there.
Still there.
He's still there.
Von Miller, he's coming back. He's looking good. Diggs. Stephon Diggs, he's still around?
They're all still there.
This is my thing with you, Acho.
Talk to me.
You got to earn that, right? And I feel like the Dolphins haven't earned that. Tua, much respect, but he's in and out. He's playing, he's hurt. He's hurt every other game. That counts. So before you throw on the Jets in there, A-Rod just come over there, we don't know what they're going to look like. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think they could contend, but we don't know. With the Buffalo Bills, they're a team that are always going to be around. They haven't got over the hump, which we think eventually they will. But put some respect. They earn it. They got a good coach, good quarterback, and they like that.
Here's my thought, Dave, is I don't know if you've ever tried this, like if you ever tried rolling a marble up a hill, right? Think about the visual for a second.
I never tried.
Think about the visual for a second.
Okay.
Eventually, you think it might get over the hill.
And it reaches a point where
But it reaches a point where it stops, and it eventually starts rolling back towards you.
Okay, I can see that.
That's where I'm at with the Buffalo Bills. I literally picked Josh Allen to win MVP, and I picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl last year. So I thought they were about to get on the hill and get over
So you give up quick then.
So you're mad. So you're mad at the Bills.
It's not so much that it's...
And you didn't have toys as a kid.
No, I'm sober-minded, Slick. I'm sober-minded to this reality. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde getting older. They're in the secondary. Remember, Micah Hyde missed all of last season, and I love those two. I think that's the best safety tandem in football. Tremaine Edmonds, I thought he was a really good player. Got exposed versus Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs, but that linebacker, really good player, no longer there. Offensively, Devin Singletary, he led that team in rushing. He's no longer there. I do understand James Cook should ascend into that starting position.
Pretty good.
And so when I think about the Bills, I don't think, Dave, that they got better this offseason. Whereas the Dolphins, we know unequivocally they got better. The Ravens, we know unequivocally they got better. The Jets, come on, y'all. Aaron Rodgers, we know unequivocally they got better. So those are the teams I put in front of the Bills. I'll end it by saying this before I hear your brilliant response. Last year, the point differential between the Dolphins and the Bills in the regular season was -1. If you include the postseason, it was -4. I believe the Dolphins got 4 points better. Jalen Ramsey, Vic Fangio. I might be crazy. Educate me.
In February, I was with you. In February, especially after watching them get pummeled by the Bengals, I was really worried about the Bills, and I agreed with a lot of the stuff you just said. But sitting here in May, I really think the Bills have done a sneaky good job of maintaining this roster. You mentioned James Cook. Don't forget that Damian Harris is a Buffalo Bill now. Quality running back out of New England, signed him in their own division.
Yep, powerful.
They drafted Dalton Kincaid, who, if you follow the NFL draft, he's a tight end, but he's a receiver. Like, they're drafting him to be a guy that can work with Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs. They plugged their offensive line. Offensive line was a problem against the Bengals. They drafted Osiris Torrance. They signed Connor McGovern away from the Cowboys. They plugged that guard spot. I think this team overall looks better. Tremaine Edmonds. The name escapes me. I apologize. They drafted a great young player out of Tulane, top 100. Like, they've done a good job of addressing these losses. Are they the best team in the AFC? Absolutely not. Is there going to be a big challenge for them? Absolutely. But
Have they gotten better?
they haven't gotten. We say the same thing about the Eagles. They haven't gotten worse. I don't believe that they have gotten worse. And on top of that,
Fair.
they have something that you can count on by the name of Josh Allen.
Yes.
He has not missed a start.
Very true.
Even with as physical as he plays the game, he has not
Very
missed
true.
a start since he became the starter. And again, and think of, I don't hate your list, but all of the other teams we can look at and say, Tua, I love you, man. If you can stay healthy, I think the sky's the limit. Can't count on that. You absolutely cannot count
count on that
on Tua to
at
stay
all.
healthy. Lamar Jackson, it is fair to question his durability as well. He's missed a significant chunk of the last 2 seasons. And Aaron Rodgers hasn't missed time, but he's turning 40 this year. I think that matters. So is this to say the Bills are a perfect team? No. Are they the Super Bowl favorites? I don't think so. Should they be in your top 5? Absolutely.
There, the linebacker you mentioned, Dorian Williams, picked 91 in the third round of the
Green
Buffalo
Wave.
Bills.
Let's
Shout
go.
out to Tulane. Slick, where you at on this one?
Well, first of all, you have my Bengals way too low. Like,
I have them
the
3.
Dolphins ahead of the Bengals.
I mean, they should be
1
2. The
or
Bengals
2.
should be.
They should.
The Bengals
Without,
should be 2.
without question. Your list, while it is creative, you could put the Chargers in there over the Jets or the Dolphins as easily as you could, right? If there weren't the whole Justin Herbert issue,
No, you could.
right? The Bills have to be in that top 5 because I'm looking at it very simply. You're banking on Tua being healthy.
Correct.
Who would you expect is going to play right now? Is going to play more games next year? Josh Allen or Tua?
Josh Allen
every
or the
time.
field.
Yeah.
Especially because the Dolphins, one of the great issues they had was their offensive line. It puts Tua at risk, and I haven't seen any measurable improvement in that department for them. So while they add Jalen Ramsey, and that should make them better, this has that new car feel, new car smell to me, which is you add Jalen Ramsey to something that was already pretty good, and you have Aaron Rodgers going to the New York Jets, but didn't we just see this last year with Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos?
not a guarantee for
Where the
success.
expectation was we
was
got
high.
this big new shiny piece, and it's going to elevate us. I look at the Buffalo Bills were still 13-3 last year, and the Miami Dolphins were still 9-8, right? And
They also slumped when Tua was healthy. You were there at SoFi.
They did.
You saw it.
They did. They ducked down, but against the Buffalo Bills, if y'all recall, the Dolphins lost to the Niners, then they lost to the Chargers. I was there. But then against the Bills, it was that 3-point game back in action. Here's what it is. It's truly splitting hairs. Like, I'm not mad at anybody. I truly have the Bills at 6. They're going to make the playoffs, and maybe this is the year they make the run. But I'm just ready to see the Bills make that jump. And last year, I was all in. I can't go broke twice.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.